Opened back in 2003, have a look at the Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. Tonight we kick off Week 7 with a great Thursday night matchup here, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday night primetime. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage. Great beginning there under the bright lights of primetime.
Yeah, it takes you back to high school football on a Friday night, doesn't it? When you feel like every eye in the county is on you. In this case, every eye in primetime is on you.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Eagles at 5-1 here in this early part of the season. They're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Great. Hey, let's go. Trimmer.
Here's Hurts to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. He finds his man complete. That's Greer. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 35.
And this offense has come out swinging here in the early going. They pick up a nice chunk on that pitch and catch. And the two of them have this offense moving in the right direction to start this game.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Hurts toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Great. Set.
Throwing is Hurts. Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position. interception up past the 40-yard line. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. In motion, the tight end. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And there's the pickup you want on 1st down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on 1st down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
2nd and 5. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. You look at this Eagle defense. Against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jihad Campbell. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
The 3rd down pass. Intercepted. The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. The 20. 5, touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words.
A big play there. 65 yards. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Hurts sets up to throw it. And his throw is going to be incomplete. You look at this Cowboy defense. They enter play here 24th in the league against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Touchdown, Philadelphia! A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 21-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Jihad Campbell. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Intercepted. The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. 70 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They'll run up the middle here with Blue. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple puts in. Well, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On first down, it's Blue. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And that'll be complete to Dillon. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Now this time he'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. It was Myles Murphy who fired in and got him to the ground. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10. Their own 9-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Up the middle with Barkley. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
3rd down and 6.
Great. Out. Hey, easy, 63.
Looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. That's returnable now for Smith. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
They're going to look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the return will stop right around the 25.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
No touch. 73. 73. No touch.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you lose in a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Yanni. Carlos Yanni. Hey, 73. No touch.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Royals, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Eagles continue to pull away here in this 1st half. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the rout is on here in this 1st half. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. His 2nd catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his 1st. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. They'll swing this out to Blue. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Let's go now. Let's go.
They go with Blue between the tackles. And across the midfield, stripe into Eagle territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's third and a few inches. They'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
13 yards. First down, Cowboys.
Here we go, set. Cougar 19, 18, 18,
Back to throw here. Going right side here, and that's complete. Here now, 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 23-yard line.
They hand it off. It's Blue. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
A loss of 2 yards. And it's third down.
19 Lion. Trap 60, trap 60. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 79 Bronco.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
We don't see him miss too often. The ball could have slipped a little bit coming off his hand, and that's all it would take to send it high and out of bounds without a play.
He'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. They'll start out on the ground at Saquon Barkley. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
2nd down and 4.
Hey, Silver. Don't touch that. Crowd left Yeti. Crowd left Yeti.
They'll set up to throw. His throw incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. You don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Here we go. Hey, check that. Cougar 19. Hey, smash. Warrior 70. Cup 19. 18. Pioneer.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game and take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll throw now on the final play. They'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They begin with a carry for Blue. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Finds Pickens out right. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
26-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Second down, here's Barkley again. A heck of a move.
Man.
79 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Here comes third down at 7.
Miami.
Pass to the right side, hauled in by Royals. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
7-yard gain.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Running again with Barkley on second down. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Trimmer. Hey, Silver.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now Hurts looking to change the play. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down.
Go Silver, ready?
Throwing is Hurts. And he is caught. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 30. 18 yards the gain for number 18. Now those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the fourth quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will we be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get as many?
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Eagles just continue to roll. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard. There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the 41, here's a 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. Now a shotgun handoff, Blue. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Eagles' 36-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll get this into the hands of Dillon, complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Play action. Here's Hurts. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Donovan Ezeraku. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. The Eagles send out their punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Here's Smith to return it. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Off the RPO, he completes it. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. Well, this game well in hand. Perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Second and 3. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Catch number 44 on the year. It's a first down. Out of the gun, they run with Blue. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jaden Blue, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
42, Cowboys 17.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. So this is going to come out to the 35.
Get your money up. I put money down on all of us, on my people down, on what I love.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth. 102 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now 2nd and 3. Here's Hurts to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 17 yards and a first down for Philly.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
At the Cowboys' 43-yard line.
Hurts. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because That gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit, but as far as the actual need,
picked up by Savon Rebel. And the Cowboys are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And that's brought in by Knight. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Looking to throw. He's got him in, complete. And they nearly get him down at the 49. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
And the Cowboy first down.
Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
An 8-yard pickup. 1st down.
Back to throw again. That'll be complete to Blue. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Let's go now. Let's go.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. So 1st down went the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And it's caught. They'll still have a 3rd and goal now, despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play.
A gain of 13 yards. It's 3rd down and goal.
Now this time he'll look to says caught for a Cowboy touchdown.